can't believe that I get to talk about the Silicon Valley Bank on this channel. But it turns out that its downfall has repercussions even in the entertainment industry. You see, Silicon Valley Bank was a woke bank by all accounts. It wasn't just the people working there, it wasn't just its corporate ideology, but a lot of people who wanted to ethically invest have invested into the bank. So apparently over 1,500 startups of decent human beings that were trying to save our planet from the environment have lost their money once this bank collapsed. But even worse than that, seems it may have affected a lot of video game journalists. Can you imagine the horror and the dread? Like, how can we have entertainment without the video game journalists, which have been struggling for quite a while, and this may be another blow to their finances. I mean, the prestigious Vox magazine. Can you imagine a world without Vox magazine? I definitely cannot. BuzzFeed as well, like, they had their money into this. And Vice, I mean, like, look, these holy entities, like, these publications have helped so many people with giving them moral wisdom and guidance in these dark times, and now they are struggling. Well, I'm pretty sure the readers can pitch in, right? Like, I mean, if it's for Vox magazine, if it's for BuzzFeed, I am willing to do. Are you? So apparently it would cause a ripple effect because many startups and media companies were dependent on the Silicon Valley Bank, and now many of those companies are struggling to find a way to even pay their employees. There is a Vox journalist right now who can't write about Gamergate. They are suffering. And I don't know if I want to live in a world where no one is going to call me sexist, misogynistic. Who is going to call me a racist for not liking the Black Ariel? If Vice, Vox, and BuzzFeed do not exist, who will call me a racist? I literally cannot live my life without reading a publication on the internet saying that I'm racist for not liking Disney movies. Who's going to pick up? Who's going to pick up where Vox left off? Many of these companies are now having financial issues. Look at this. Disney lost $400 million on Vice. Oh, Dios mío. During much better financial times, BuzzFeed tried and failed to go public. Vox is hanging on by its fingertips thanks to a cash injection from Penske Media. Oh, Penske Media, thank you so much for saving Vox. You know, all jokes aside, imagine me running out of content for my YouTube channel. Like, what would I do without Vox and BuzzFeed? After those are the big players. Niche sites about video games and pop cultures have been decimated due to in part of a slowdown of advertising. This is true, I can tell you. This is the case on YouTube here. We're suffering. Frankly, they're just not that important to the bottom line of their corporate owners. Lately, video game journalists have making just as many headlines for getting laid off as they have for screaming about Hogwarts Legacy. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, that is a good point. Who's going to scream about Hogwarts Legacy now without the video game journalists? They are the pillar stone of any society. According to the information, the era of free money is officially over. If you're going to survive as a media creator going forward, you will need to find an audience that is willing to pay for you. You hear that, guys? You hear that? Did you see what a sneak oil salesman I am? Did you? I need the audience to pay for me. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But still, I do appreciate you liking and subscribing. Anyway, apparently it's a key to being so indispensable to readers as opposed to just advertisers that they're willing to invest. Holy shit, can you imagine? Video game journalists actually giving a shit about readers. Like, the first thing they would have to do would be to open a comment section. Do you think they have the courage? Can you imagine a comment section where people can actually... Well, actually, you know what? I think they can open a comment section because no one is going to comment. Like, no one reads their fucking garbage, so... 95% of the journal in this space don't have what it takes. Yeah, I mean, they created an entire industry on not even playing the video games anymore. I mean, look, if you're writing about Hogwarts Legacy, which is one of the most played games that have come out this year up until now, and all of like, oh, transphobia, oh, J.K. Rowling, the Jewish goblins, and whatever nonsense they come up with, right? No, seriously, like, they believe that the goblins that J.K. Rowling's did are connected to the Jewish people because the Goblin do banks. Oh, the stereotype. If you're writing that garbage, I don't know who's going to read it. Right? And they only hired people that write garbage. Like when they hire people, it was based on ideology, based on nepotism, literally trolls. Like if I were to troll a media company, this is how I would do it. Instead of hiring like professional gamers. Isn't that interesting, right? Like you have professional gamers that go to esports tournaments, stuff like that. You would think they would end up as game journalists. It's like, hey, you're so good at the game, why don't you fucking write some pieces about playing video games? That would actually be interesting. Like, I would actually read Kotaku and Polygon if they would be like, all right, so here's how to play, I don't know, FIFA. Right? Like, this is the strategy for this month, this is the meta, this is how you need to play League of Legends, this is how you need to play Dota, this is how you can improve at the game. That would have been cool, right? But no, instead it's, let me tell you why the people playing FIFA are misogynistic. Oh, where are our readers? Oh, no one reads. Oh, yeah, we're just a little bit of a click farm here? Just a little bit of a click farm? We just want your click, now fuck off. Here's why you're a racist? Yeah. They don't even write those articles anymore. Like, they even stopped calling people racists. I don't even know what Polygon writes now. Like, they must be in quite the pickle. Must be in a desperate situation where they're struggling to even figure out what to write about. Oh my god, like gaming journalism used to be a thing? Like, to be honest though, the problem is that there aren't even that many games now. And apparently the Silicon Valley Bank is going to affect some game companies as well as some comic book companies. So, it's going to affect my channel too, indirectly. But I'm still taken aback by the statement that your life may start depending on the readers rather than the advertisers. Because that's what a lot of these publications have done up until now, right? That the advertisers most of the time were gaming companies. And gaming companies do not like when you start criticizing them. They do not like when you talk about the bugs. They do not like when you talk about the problems with the game and how much they're trying to milk their customer. So instead, if you talk about sexismus and you're like, oh my god, Assassin's Creed, oh, there's no women in Assassin's Creed. Gamers are sexist. Assassin's Creed do better. They like that. Because if you don't talk about the bugs and stuff, it doesn't affect their sales. And if you're like, oh, well, there's no woman in the game, that's fine. The next Assassin's Creed installment, boom, female character, one bam, thank you ma'am, just a reskin of the male. And that's it, right? So they profit. Meanwhile, the only person not profiting is the reader. Because I remember when the controversy of no male in Assassin's Creed, no female in Assassin's Creed came out, was when they made the game Assassin's Creed during the French Revolution. And the problem with that was that it was so fucking bug-ridden, it was actually unplayable. And even worse than that, it was very expensive and it was a cash grab. But the game journalists didn't talk about that. No, they were like, oh, why isn't there a female in the game? And then, they made the female in the game, in the one with the grease. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.